Thank you. Good evening, everybody. It's wonderful to be here this evening at ICNY's 25th anniversary. Being up at the podium gives me, as a board member, an opportunity to thank the Reverend Chloe Breyer for her amazing leadership of this endeavor. I added that line to the script. As you all know, Tip O'Neill is famous for having said, "All politics is local." That actually goes for interfaith work also. What I love about the Interfaith Center is precisely that while our vision is global, most of our work, as you just heard from Chloe, is local. Never parochial, but fiercely local. Rooted in an amazing city where there are over 180 languages in our public school system, and where more than 35% of New Yorkers are foreign-born. In fact, here's my trivia for the evening. There are more foreign-born New Yorkers than there are people in the city of Chicago. That said, the peace-building work that we do across religious lines here often has impact around the world. And when conflicts arise in different parts of the world, there are always repercussions among communities of people here, and the Interfaith Center is always there to address those repercussions. That brings us to Afghanistan and our first James Parks Morton honoree. Amed Khan is a human rights defender, a political activist, and a philanthropist who has employed his experience in government and in international disaster relief to improve the lives of refugees around the world. Khan is the founder of El Pita House for Syrian, Afghan, and Iraqi refugees in Greece, the director of the Zakat Foundation that invests now in rebuilding in Iraq, and a board member of the quite extraordinary International Refugees Assistance Program. During his time in government, Amed worked first as White House liaison for the director to the Peace Corps, Carol Bellamy, from 1993 to 1995. He did logistics and operations for the G7 summit in 1997. He worked for the Clinton-Gore presidential campaigns, the 1992 presidential transition team, and the 1997 presidential inaugural committee. But also, Amed was the chief administrator for the International Rescue Committee in Tanzania, where he oversaw refugee camp administration at camps along the border after the Rwandan genocide. I talked to Amed tonight. He says he remembers me from the 1992 campaign. But he came to my remembering attention for the first time in August of this past year. Several of the people in this room, including Reverend Breyer and myself, went to Afghanistan, but several more in this room are people who have long supported women and girls and their families in Afghanistan. And we have been doing consistently all we can do to get professional and academic women to safety after our troops withdrew and the Taliban came into charge. Over WhatsApp, you can tell that this is much too modern for me. Over WhatsApp, we met a couple of Canadian parliamentarians and the United States-based Minna's List. They were working with Afghan women parliamentarians who were trying to leave. They connected us to the extraordinary Honorable Omaira Ayubi, a member of the Anti-Corruption Caucus of the Afghan legislature. She had been lauded by USAID for her brave work, but because she never worked directly for our military, she was said not to be eligible for the US government airlift. Stepping in for a group of women parliamentarians, judges, and their families, Amed Khan worked with Humaira's son, Jamshid, whom you will hear from in just a minute, to get this first group of parliamentarians and their families, listen to this, across the northern border of Afghanistan, through Iran on a bus, and over to Greece, where he had persuaded the wife of the president of the country to welcome them. Amed Khan then supported these families and others to get to Canada, where they have been granted asylum. Amed, my Jewish faith teaches that if you save one life, you save the world. By that accounting, you have saved the world several times over. I want you not to just take my word for this now. I want you to turn your attention to the video monitors for a short message from the Honorable Omaira Ayubi and her son, Jamshed. Thank you.